Hello, today I thought I'd show you how this card came about. This die cut here is using up a piece of background stamping, heat embossing, that really wasn't that successful. I don't tend to use huge backgrounds anyway, but as this wasn't very good, I thought, well, I'd just chop it up into other little things. So I chose to use the sentiment and this couple of leaves. These leaves are from this Sizzix set. I really rather like these. They're quite versatile. This one will make an aperture just by itself like that. It makes an aperture, so you can have a sheet and a lovely watercoloured base or whatever underneath showing through. Or it comes with, oh, I can't pick it up. It's where this comes in handy. This little thing here is a magnet, and to pick up dies that are tricky, squeeze it together, the die jumps up, and to release it, you just open, and there it is. Really handy. I think I got them from Crafter's Companion. Anyway, that's those. I'll keep that up there. As I was saying, if you do these together, you get an actual skeleton leaf that you can adhere to something else. If you want to use this one just by itself, it makes a base to put a cutout leaf onto. So I really rather like these, and there's 4 different ones in the set. I used that one for this card, but I thought I'd try the little smaller oak leaf this time. Okay, so that's that. So I say I was using up messed up background stamp, but I didn't have any left, so I'm just going to do some more now. And I came across something else that I thought might give you a bit of a hand with. I chose this one this time. It's like all over roses, but it's a really heavy stamp, and I put it on there, and as you can see, when I put it into my, it keeps falling off. So what I do is this. I just use a bit of glue stick, rub it across, press down, and the stamp stays where it's put. So there we go. Let's just do a bit of heat embossing. So I've got my buddy, my embossing buddy. It's just to get rid of any anti-static, any grease, all this kind of stuff. There we go. Now with some Versamark, I'm going to ink my stamp. I'm not going to take great care over this because I'm going to chop it up anyway, but if I was really trying to do a background, I would take great care with how I inked it, all the rest of it. So over it goes. And you may have seen on the internet, people have got these gizmos that you can put equal pressure over a stamping platform. What I use is a little alabaster tea light holder. It's really heavy, and I just cut out a circle and stuck it on the bottom, and that's what I use just to give some even pressure over stamps, particularly big ones like this, in my stamping platform. So there we go. That's that one. Lift it up. Can't see any impression in the middle. Let's just do a bit more in the middle. I think I'm going to have to press a little bit harder. That's the joy of a platform. You can go back with something like this. Let's try again. Press a bit harder in the middle. I don't like pressing too hard with stamps because you get a splayed out version rather than the neat bit. That's better. That is much better. Okay, let's just get this out, and we'll do a little bit of embossing. I'll move this out of the way for a moment. here's my I normally do this on a big old tray, but I haven't got much space here at the minute, so I'm going to try with this. Doesn't look too bad. Okie dokie. Move this away. Just get the majority of it away. I'll sort it all out properly presently. Right. Now I'm going to make a noise. Sorry about this. And I haven't heated my gun up, so it's going to make noise for a bit longer. But here we go. There we go. Sorry it took so long. If I knew how to speed up videos, I would probably get rid of that. Can you see? It's not too bad. Anyway, now then, my sentiment for this card is this thanks. And this one is intended for having a base so that it just pops up from a floor kind of thing. But I don't want that. I want it just to be by itself. So what I'm going to do is just cut out. I'll go right near to the bottom. Cut it out. There we are. There we go. Now you see it's attached. It's attached here. But I don't want that. I want it to be just by itself. So I'm going to just cut off the bottom. So see if I can get this straight. Now then. Where's the edge? There it is. That should be all right. There we are. And I've cut off the word thanks. There we are. And I think that partial, the embossing over it, you wouldn't know it was roses, would you? It could be anything really. But it looks quite attractive. Anyway, there we go. So now I've got my thanks. I need a couple of leaves. So here's one of my Sizzix leaves. Let's bring this in a little bit closer. Pop this back on here. And I'm going to do, obviously, the leaf and its outline so that I can stick it onto the card. There we go. There's one. Do another one in a moment. Get rid of the bits. There we go. I'm going to do another one. I have a fancy for doing two. The embossing just here, in fact, is not the best it could be, so this is really quite good. It's a bit on the sparse side. I probably should have given it even another inking. Let's have a look. I think that's okay. There we go. I'll get that out later. Right, so now I'm getting there. This is my card base. I've got a couple of leaves that I can stick on. There we go. There's one, here's another one. I could leave some of those in if I wanted. Actually, I might. Let's have a look. No, it's too heavy. No, I think I'll leave them like this. So I need also to cut out my panel for this. I wanted to sit it on a panel, and for that I'm going to use this MFT pennant or flag die. I don't know what they call them really. So with my spare bit of card from my base, I'm going to start to cut one end of this panel. Don't go all the way through, just part way and take it off. Right, now, this panel needs to be long enough to accommodate this word thanks. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put the die on again, the other way round this time. I've turned the card around, turned the die around, and just a bit longer than that, I think. Now, when you put this on, this is what they call a pierced die. It's got little, like, pinpricks going around it. So they've obviously got to be in the right place. So you've got to kind of feel to make sure that those teeth are going through the card where it was before. So there we are. It's in. I'm just going to cut the other end. Again, just part way till I've joined up. So now I have a panel which is just the right size for my sentiment. There. Okay, so we're getting there. We've got the sentiment, we've got a couple of leaves. Now I want to do the stamped part of the sentiment. So for that, I'm going to use, again, a bit of this scrap card, but I'm going to use the wrong side, which is smoother. It's a lot smoother. This is an ivory hopsack weave from Paper Mill Direct. And it's a lovely, lovely texture, particularly for clean and simple cards where there's a lot of base cardstock showing. It is nice to have an interesting texture. So here we go. There is a bit of spare. Here's my sentiment. This bit says, It's the wrong thing. It says birthday to you. I need to have for everything. Let me find it. Here's for everything. This is a set from the Greetery. I used to have to get a friend of mine in the States to get Greetery things for me, but there's an agent in this country now who sells them. So, thanks for everything. So, I'm going to use some VersaFine. There we go. Stamped. Inked, should I say. Let's stamp. There we are. Lovely fine stamp. Now then, one of these, that's the one, says for everything. But if I was to try and put this on here, I wouldn't know where to put it to get it centralized. So what I've done, I've already cut one out and it's there. So I can arrange this around my sentiment so that it's equally spaced with the same distance all the way round. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape that down to the piece of card. Okay, now I'm going to cut it. And to cut it, I'm going to put this into the machine as is with its jig on the top. I'm just going to pop this the right way around onto there. And I'm going to cut it out. And it's moved. Would you believe it? Gee whiz. That is rubbish. Be more careful, Christine. That's what my mother would say. Let's do it again. Okie doke. Wasn't careful enough, was I? Blasé, I think the word is. Totally blasé. Okay. Like to see it the right way up. Stamp. I need a new one of these because I cut it twice. Let's have a bit of scrap. Okie dokie. Let's cut another jig. There we go. I use that bit actually as an underlayer, a stack for the stack, just to give it a bit more definition. Let's just chop this off. I don't want to manhandle the whole piece. This is just rubbish that I keep hanging around for such eventualities. Right, let's try again. We're going to put this around the sentiment. We're going to tape it. I think I need to tape it twice, perhaps. The last one was a pig's breakfast. Let's just see. Yes, that's better. Right, I'll try again. Looks all right. There we go. In. Don't move. There we go. And this one is perfect. So there you go. Have to go a couple of times sometimes, don't we? Right, what I can do is stick that to that one and then I will have a bit more definition. So let's just do this. When I'm sticking these things together, the tendency is to want to put glue on the back of stuff because that's kind of what we do. We put it on the back. But if you glue the front of the one below, you're not actually putting any glue onto the one on the top, which means there's less chance for smudges and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I do. So there, that is cut and stacked. Let me just wipe up the residue there. That's it. Now, I would actually like to have this stacked as well, because this is not thick card, it's fairly flimsy, so I would like to have a bit more weight to it. So let's have another bit of scrap. There we go. Doesn't matter what colour you put underneath. I could put another layer of black if I wanted, but this will do just as well. Okay, in we come. Let's bring this up so you can see what's going on. Hope you can see what's going on. I have to keep checking that you can see. Right, there we go. There it is. Now, what I need to do is to just trim. I could have done one in that as well. I might do that as well, actually. Come to think of it. I want that in this line. Yeah, there. I want that in the line. That's it. There we go. There we go. That one just needs a little bit of help around the bottom by the look of it. There we go. It's a bit of a whisker there. Otherwise we're fine. Now, as I said before, glue the underneath one. Put the good one on the top. I really don't know what the make of this is, to be honest. It's I think it was a clearance thing from somewhere or other. Don't remember. There we go. And that one goes on the top. There we go. I use this zig pen because you can get a bit of movement. You can slide a little bit to get it aligned properly. There we go. Now, the question that's left is just to assemble it all. There we go. So here's my card base. Let's put these out of the way. Here's my card base. There's my two leaves. Here's my panel, my sentiment in two bits. Okay. Now, I'm going to use, actually what I think I will do, I'm going to make another one of those, another layer, but this time I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the back. Because in that way, all I have to do to stick that to this is to peel off the tape and stick it on. So that's what I'm going to do. So, a bit of double-sided tape. This is about 3 for £1 from Poundland. It's really very, very cheap. I think that will fit. Hold it up to the light to see it'll going to fit on. Yep. There we go. There we are. I could have done a lot of this and sort of pre-prepared and just assembled, really, but a lot of people have asked me for the stages in between. They want to see the actual process of getting it all together. So that is why I'm labouring my way through to try and show you the whole process. Right, here we go. We're going to cut this off again. Get rid of this bit. Right, here we go. There we are. There's my other thanks. Now I'm going to stick that one to this one. And then we can stick the whole thing onto the card. Good job, I've got a bend down there. Right. Bit more glue. There we go. There we are. The thanks on the top, then I can make sure I get it exactly over the one underneath. Yeah, that's a better thickness actually, definitely. Okie dokie. Now, all I have to do now to stick that onto there is to peel off my sticky back. I keep forgetting which bit the camera can see. There we are. I think that's all off. Now, great. There we go. Now I think this one, I'm going to raise this panel as well, so I'm going to pop it on a bit of double-sided tape. I'm a great one for dimension. This one, sticky scissors, only used for sticky stuff. Saves a lot of messing about with stuff that isn't sticky. Right, now then. Need to have these sort of where I... I think I'll have that one coming from underneath this time. I mess about for ages trying to work out where I'm going to place things. And then when I come to do it, I have to move it. Yeah, I think that'll be all right there. So I'll stick this one down first. I don't know if you can see, I'm just putting kind of dots of glue. And then we don't get too much oozing out the side when I squish it down. I think that's probably enough. There it is. Now I'm going to put this one on. I've got that one in slightly the wrong angle there as well. That's better. There, let's try this one. Okay, now this is dreadful stuff for sticking as soon as it touches anywhere. So I have another little trick for this as well. Good old glue stick. I'll just rub the glue stick over the foam tape, and that will still get the great adhesion of the foam tape, but the glue stick will just give me a bit of slide ability to have a bit of time to move things. And that was moving. Let's just stick it down again. Okay, now this one. I think I'll get that one just in that corner there. Put some glue on. There we are. Just right there. There we go. All we have left to do is this one. Just wonder whether to stick that on a bit of dimension. No, I think I'll just stick it flat. There we go. So there's my finished card. Just see if I can come in just a little bit. There we go. Anyway, a few tips, I hope, from here and there. Thank you very much for watching.